Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTrack. This is Raj here. I think we should start with a good news story for the beginning of the week because the times are a bit challenging. I hope you all had a great weekend, and the good news story today is that Berkshire Hathaway, it has announced that its operating profits are up 20% and they've bought back 5.25 billion worth of shares in the last 9 months, despite suffering a 10.1 billion loss on investment in just the last quarter. This shows something good. This shows that even the best managers cannot avoid suffering losses in the market, but investment discipline will make sure that you can perform well overall and be able to generate increasing operating profits and buy back shares when they are cheap. That said, let's take a closer look at the market and see what's happening. Welcome back, friends. We don't have much good news from China as their exports fell 0.3% in October as compared to the same time last year. And also their imports have fallen even more. It has fallen 0.7% from October last year. And overall, China underperformed all expectations. That said, a related story is that Apple shareholders have a wake-up call, as first they reduced iPhone 14 production numbers and now have said that iPhone production in China is getting affected by the zero COVID policy. This means today the Apple stock will probably not be helping keep the index up. However, there are other stocks that can do the job. A relief may come to both Apple and many other companies that have production in China, as well as for the Chinese economy when China meets the target of vaccinating the elderly citizens, and that's expected to be at least a few months away. And I believe that once that happens, the zero COVID policy will be relaxed, and that could be a major catalyst that can signal the turnaround for the market, in my personal opinion. With that said, let's now look at the pre-market price action and see what is happening. When I started this recording, all the index futures were positive, as you can see below. Let's see what's happening right now. Welcome back. We are on the TradingView platform looking at the Nasdaq futures, and it's very encouraging to see two positive candles. Could it be that we have hit a bottom out here? Let me just draw this line to illustrate what I am saying. If we had a line of support out here, is it possible that we have hit this bottom and we are now on our way back for some kind of a recovery? The MACD is bearish, but the momentum is below average, and pre-market action here shows a gain of 0.45. It's not that great, but still it's a positive in my books. Let's go on and have a look at the indicators. US oil is down 0.82. This is very good for the inflation prospects, because as oil price goes down, it helps ease the inflation pressures. Right now at 91.70, we have got a support out here, and our market price is at 91.68 for oil. So we are in a situation where this particular support is being tested. If we fall below this, it will be great for oil prices overall, but you have formed a cup out here. So if we form a cup and handle pattern, then there's likely to be a much higher growth in oil prices. And if we were to look at the overall context, we were falling down steadily. We switched bear channels, but now we are on a bull channel at this point of time. So this is not a good trend for oil prices and for the economy, but we'll see what happens as we go ahead. Let's look at QQQ. Let's look at QQQ. QQQ was up 1.61% on Friday, and today it's up 0.36%, so that's a positive. But yesterday we had started higher and we had dropped. We had tested the support, which is at 260.76. Today also 260.76 continues to be a support, and the resistance continues to be at 268.74. MACD is bearish and momentum is also below average. I wouldn't consider 0.35 to be a resounding positive endorsement, but we'll take it. S&P 500 was up 1.44% on Friday, and today it's up 0.42% pre-market. And we have a support at 376.38 that performed the job of support on Friday, and it's also going to perform the job of support today. And on Friday, we had the 50-day simple moving average, which is this thick orange line sitting at 379.59, perform the role of a resistance, and it's again going to perform the role of resistance today. MACD is bullish, but tending towards the signal line, and momentum is just at 50%. So I'm a bit hopeful that S&P 500 will perform better than the other indices today, and potentially there's a chance that it may open green. If you look at Russell Index, it was up 1.35% on Friday, and today pre-market it's up 0.70%. We still have support at 176.63, and we still have resistance at 183.57. And additionally, we have converted two of our simple moving averages, the 9-day and the 100-day simple moving average, into support in Friday's price action, and they are sitting at 176.45, 176.21, and 178.98 respectively. And our MACD is still bullish and momentum is above 50%. So there's a good chance that Russell Index may also open positive. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 1.33% on Friday, and it's up 0.51% today. And the 200-day simple moving average at 325.80 continues to be a resistance. Right now, pre-market, we're at 325.79, up 0.51% from our close on Friday. MACD is bullish and momentum is above average and still moving upwards. So Dow Jones is also showing positive vibes, and VIX is down in the price action this morning, but it opened much higher. It opened higher above the range that we were in yesterday, and since then it has fallen, but still it's up 3.18% from where it closed on Friday, which was somewhere at around 24.66. And right now we are at 25.34. We still have resistance from all the three simple moving averages that we have here, which is the 50-day, 100-day, and the 200-day simple moving average. And also we have the 10-day simple moving average providing resistance. Our support continues to be at 24.28. So if I look at the VIX today, it seems that the VIX is moderating a little bit, even though it's much elevated than it was on Friday. And therefore, overall, it seems like we may have a green open. What happens after that is anybody's guess. US dollar index is down. This again, it's down very little, 0.8%, but it's two consecutive red candles for the US dollar index. So we seem to be in a kind of a bear channel, at least so far. And our 10-day simple moving average continues to perform resistance for us. And at this point of time, we have the 50-day simple moving average, which is the thick orange line, performing a kind of support. It's at 13,339, whereas the price is at 13,337. It's performing a bit of a resistance out here. We will have to see what happens when the market opens, because it's almost, you could say that we are almost negotiating with this line as both support as well as resistance intermittently. So I don't know what's going to happen out there, but right now it seems like US dollar index is saying, okay, you're going to have a bullish open. What happens after that is anybody's guess. Right now, if I look at Microsoft, when we look at the index movers, Microsoft was up 3.33% yesterday. It's up 0.57% this morning. So it's showing an indication that it will support the index. Apple was down 0.36%, and with all the bad news that we have with China and iPhone production and all that, it's down 1.91% pre-market, and that I think shows that Apple is not going to be supporting the index today. Let's look at Amazon. Amazon was down 1.88% on Friday, but it's up 0.95% this morning. Again, remember, friends, we got to fill this gap that we created on our way down. So there is a lot of upward pressure for Amazon. And if you look at the RSI as well, we have gone down on the RSI, and we were as low as this somewhere around 24th of January 2022, and then on 11th of May 2022. But even before we reached there, we turned around. So I think that shows a bit of strength. So therefore, I think that Amazon will support the index today. If you look at Google, it was up 3.84% on Friday, and today pre-market it's up 0.66%. So I think even Google is going to give some kind of a support to the index today. With that said, let's go and have a look at the commodities. Wheat is down 0.32% and copper is down 2.44%. Both of that is moving in the right direction. And if you look at genomics, I'm just going to sort this out to get the biggest winner. The biggest winner is Illumina. As of Friday, they jumped 5.87%. And then we had the MACD, which is bearish at this point of time and crossing over the signal line, and we have the momentum which is above 50%. So I think that Illumina has started forming the handle portion, I had worried that we may not get the handle, but I think that we are starting to get the handle. A little bit of consolidation and the move upwards is in the cards, in my opinion. So we are re-establishing a target of 270.22 for Illumina. PSTX was up 4.19% on Friday. No trades pre-market, and we still have support from the 10-day simple moving average, which is sitting at 4.02, and we have a resistance at 4.44, which is the horizontal resistance which has been with us for a long period of time. MACD is bearish and just on the signal line, and momentum is above average. So I am hoping that Poseda will do a little better today, this morning. PSEB was up 4.12%, and this morning we don't have any trades so far, and it is still forming the handle. So I am still looking at the target price of 11.15 for PSEB. IDNA was up 1.24%, no trades pre-market. ARCG was down 0.46% on Friday, no trades pre-market. Caribou Biosciences was down 0.95% yesterday, no trades pre-market. SQZ Biotech was down minus 1.06%, no trades pre-market. Intelia was down 1.30% on Friday, no trades pre-market. And Editas was down 1.40% on Friday, and pre-market it's up 1.39%. We still have resistance from the 10-day simple moving average at 12.12, which is this thick yellow line, and we still have support at 9.65. IMTX was down 1.59% on Friday, and today there are no trades pre-market. And I don't see any divergence either, so I don't have much to say about IMTX, what's going to happen today. Teladoc is down minus 1.59%, and there are no trades pre-market. Allogene was down 1.89% on Friday, and there are no trades pre-market for us at this point of time. Invitae was down 1.95% on Friday, and today pre-market it's up 0.81%. And if you were to just expand the chart out here, each of these candles are one-day candles. I just want to see if I can make any predictions out here, any technical indicators. So at this point of time, what I can see is that our horizontal line of support at 2.56 has now been converted into a resistance, and our support is at the 10-day simple moving average sitting at 2.46. Right now, pre-market, we are at 2.48. And our MACD is still bullish, but momentum is just at 50% and flat. So no clues out here. Bluebird was down 2.23% on Friday. Pre-market, we have trades, but the movement is absolutely flat. And we also have momentum, which is just below 50%. We need the momentum to improve. MACD is also bearish, and we have this diagonal line of support which is going to perform a bullish channel, the role of a bullish channel, and it's going to give us a support today. And our support is going to be at 6.07, and our resistance is going to be the 10-day simple moving average sitting at 6.18. Beam Therapeutics was down 2.75 on Friday, and today pre-market is down 5.37%. And if I was to look at the charts out here, I can see support at 40.22, and I can see resistance at 43.86. MACD is bearish. Momentum is also falling below average. Again, I don't see any bullish or bearish divergence out here in any of the indicators, so I don't have anything more to say. DNA was down 3.10%. Today, pre-market, it's up 1.60. We continue to have support at 2.33, and we continue to have resistance at 2.68, and also the 10-day simple moving average, which is this thick yellow line, sitting at 2.65, is performing the role of a resistance, and that's going to keep the price action down for today. And our MACD is bearish, and momentum is also below average. So let's take a quick look at Verve. And holy moly, they have dropped 20.71%. Something really, really bad must have happened out there. And the news basically is that their pipeline candidate 101, Verve 101, has been put on hold. They had done an IND enabling application, and FDA has put it on hold. And that has caused this huge drop. And if you look at Verve pipeline, you would see that they have only two candidates out here, Verve 101 and Verve 201. And Verve 101 was the most advanced, and they have been put on hold. And that means the prospects for Verve have suddenly dimmed drastically. And that's what is causing a big problem. And they are also expected to announce earnings on 9th of November, but we have their earnings release already. They were expected to have EPS of minus 7.42. And if we were to look at Verve earnings, we will see that they have declared an EPS of minus 0.79 as against minus 0.742. So they are worse off in terms of EPS. And the revenue expectation was 833K, but they don't have any revenue report out here. So that's again a big negative. So overall, I think Verve has disappointed, and this is going to reflect on the entire genomic industry today because it highlights the kind of risks that you have with genomic companies. So my friends, this is not great news at all. And now let us look at CRISPR Therapeutics, which was down 3.87% on Friday. It's up 0.14% this morning. And if I look at the price action out here, I can see that we still have support at 47.93. And we could potentially have a little bit of a support out here, a minor support, I would say, around somewhere around 50.83. And we could bounce back from there. We have done that on first day out here, second here, and third here, and we were prevented from going up there on one of the days. So there is a minor support out here, and I'm hoping that that's going to help us today. And our earlier support, which was at 52.13, is going to perform the immediate resistance for us today. MACD is bullish, but tending toward the signal line. Momentum is also below average. And the Verve news is definitely going to have a gloomy effect on rest of genomics at this point of time, in my opinion. With that said, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. I'm really sorry to bring you the news of Verve, but that's what has happened, and I mean, it is what it is. We're going to, all those Verve shareholders are going to face heavy losses today. I would like to remind you, is the big risk with any company, whether it is CRISPR Therapeutics or whether it is Bluebird or whatever. All of those companies have this risk, but when it comes to a company like CRISPR Therapeutics, they have got so many items in the pipeline and so many in the clinical trials that the risk is a little bit diluted. But when you look at companies like Verve, if you recollect my analysis a couple of days ago, where I mean, not even a couple of days, I think it was as recent as yesterday, I had done an analysis of 6 or 7 genomic companies. I even had Verve in them. And I was talking about how they have got very little items in the pipeline and the cost per pipeline is so high. So now today we see the results. And therefore, they have dropped significantly, 20%. I think they're going to drop even further before the day ends. So friends, always keep that in mind when you're putting money into genomic investment. Make sure that you do dollar cost averaging. Make sure that you don't put all your portfolio into genomics. Spread it out a little bit, take it easy, and I hope you have a better day in the market. I'm going to do a video on Verve separately. It will come up maybe tomorrow. So with that, my friends, I'd like to say bye. Have a great day and be careful in the market. Bye for now.